I truly appreciate all the love, advice, and support you guys have shown with these comparisons I've been sharing. These aren't just about seeing which car is faster, they're also about helping me improve my skills overall as I constantly try to push past my limits in whatever car I drive. Hopefully, Gameloft takes notice, but it's uncertain for now. Anyway, this week's comparison is a big one. Coinciding with the LEGO Technic spotlight happening throughout this season, I'm comparing all 5 LEGO Technic cars available right now as long as this spotlight event lasts. Earlier this month, you guys asked me to do a LEGO themed comparison video. Some of you wanting me to wait until the last LEGO car, the Ferrari FXX K, was added in the game. Honestly, I wasn't planning to max it out because of its handling, but when I found out it would be part of the spotlight event, I went all in before the daily event tour ended. So in the end, we're comparing all 5 LEGO Technic cars: the Valkyrie, the Senna GTR, the FXX K, the Revuelto, and the Corvette Stingray. If you've been looking for a video to find out which LEGO car is the absolute best, look no further. Just be sure to subscribe because this isn't the only big asphalt comparison I have planned. With that said, let's get started. So as we usually do, let's start with introductions. This time we have 5 cars instead of 4. Regarding differences, these cars have lower ranks than their real-world counterparts, and some are in lower classes than their real-world versions. There are also some in the same class and one in a higher class. From the lowest to the highest rank, we begin with the LEGO Technic Ferrari FXX K, which is ranked at 3522 in Class A, and you can see why. Like the standard car, its handling is terrible. It drifts with a slightly better radius, but it loses too much speed when drifting, and under perfect nitrous is just too stiff when trying to grip corners. Compared to the standard car, the LEGO FXX has a slightly higher top speed and better handling, but that doesn't mean much long term. This was the last LEGO Technic car to join Asphalt, and they basically just mirrored the standard car's performance and made it a Class A to make it more acceptable. However, I doubt people will use this car competitively in multiplayer. It's just a really fast boat. Moving up to 3647, we have the LEGO Technic Chevrolet Corvette Stingray. I'll be honest with y'all, the ranking of this car is quite strange. At the standard Corvette C8 Stingray is a Class C vehicle that, even though it's ranked higher, has a slower top speed, less acceleration, worse handling, and lower nitro efficiency. In comparison, the LEGO Corvette is ranked lower, but it's in Class B and has better, everything. Higher top speed, better acceleration, superior handling, and much better nitro efficiency. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here, but in terms of accuracy, the developers might want to recalculate this car's rank, because even though it feels like a nimble, adaptable underdog compared to its real-world counterpart, it's surprisingly underrated compared to the other LEGO cars. However, it is the slowest, reaching only 346 kilometers per hour, but its 80.66 handling stat is the best among all of them, making it the most agile LEGO car. Still, there are other cars ranked higher that are just as agile, even with lower handling stats. Of course, our next car is also very agile, the LEGO Technic McLaren Senna GTR. This was the first LEGO Technic car to join Asphalt. A long time ago, when this game was known as Asphalt Legends, this car was part of a special Grand Prix where only the fastest drivers in higher tiers could win the actual LEGO Technic set of the car, shipped to their homes. As for the virtual car, after the Grand Prix was over, we never got to own it. It was a key car at the time, but the keys for it could not be found in any of the prizes at any of the tiers. The LEGO Technic Senna GTR remained unattainable for many years, and it wasn't until a few months ago that the developers finally decided to let us own the car. First, it appeared during the special daily event tours where you could buy the key or win it during the tour, but you needed to have the car at 5 stars and use it to beat a certain time on a track in order to win the key. Now, with the LEGO Technic Spotlight happening, you have another chance to win the key to this car. However, you'll need to purchase the Spotlight Pass to do so, as it's a premium pass unlock after a certain tier. Compared to the standard car, the LEGO Senna GTR is slower and has less efficient nitro, but it offers much better handling, drifting, and acceleration, making it a sort of low-end all-rounder. So will that be enough to take on the other LEGO cars? Let's find out. Next up, ranked at 3920, we have the LEGO LEGO Technic Aston Martin Valkyrie. This car first appeared as part of a Grand Prix, though to be fair, it felt more like an Elite Prix since you didn't need a key to unlock the car, and instead, top-ranked drivers were awarded epic import parts for it alongside other regular Grand Prix rewards. Compared to the standard Valkyrie, which is a 6-star Class S hypercar, this car is a 5-star Class A underdog. And I say underdog because it's pretty fast at its rank, reaching a top speed of 387 kilometers per hour, making it the fastest of all the LEGO Technic cars. The LEGO Valkyrie is also much more grounded than the standard Valkyrie, as that car tends to feel more floaty and has a higher handling stat than its LEGO counterpart. Still, its incredible speed might give it an edge against other cars, but there's one other car that rivals it, and that car is this, the LEGO Technic Lamborghini Revuelto. In the real world, compared to the other LEGO Technic build sets, the Revuelto is the most expensive because it's the most detailed of the 5 cars, and it's the only one that is remote controllable. So while the Senna GTR, Valkyrie, and FXX K cost between $50 and $70, the Revuelto will cost you around $200. In Asphalt Legends is the only 6-star LEGO Technic car here, and with a ranking of 4264, it's the highest ranked as well. The LEGO Revuelto is in Class B, the same as its standard counterpart. While that car is part of Elite B with better acceleration, handling, and nitro stats, the LEGO Revuelto is faster, reaching a top speed of 383 kilometers per hour, whereas the standard car can only reach 375 kilometers per hour. The other advantage this car has over the standard model is that despite its lower handling stat, it makes up for it by being floaty, meaning you can pull off 360 floaty drifts and drift punches. The only thing I wish it had more of is nitro. As fun as it is to drive and as fast as it is overall, the limited nitro it has doesn't help all that much, but let's see if it can outrun the other Class A LEGO cars.
The question I have now is, how do I show off all 5 cars simultaneously in this comparison without blocking the view of any of them? The answer? I can't.
Instead, we'll arrange things like this, and I asked you guys a while back which of these 4 cars I've listed here would win in a comparison at 1000 Minarets and straights and hairpins: the Corvette, the Valkyrie, the Senna GTR, or the Revuelto. Many of you said the Corvette. Let's see if you're right on our first track.
I mean, it really shouldn't surprise you that the Corvette finished last here. I always say that 1000 Minarets is a top speed track, even with the long roundabouts. I think the real surprise here is how well the Valkyrie performs. Even though it has less acceleration than the Revuelto and isn't as floaty, it's still faster, has better nitro efficiency, and a higher handling stat. For the most part, it was neck and neck between those 2 cars, but Valkyrie's top speed helped it edge out the Revuelto in the end. Plus, since all of these cars have decent to good handling, it was physically impossible for the Corvette, which has the best handling here, to catch up to the rest of the pack simply because its speed is just too low. Next up though, we're heading to straights and hairpins. Maybe the Corvette can do something interesting here.
So even with the cars finishing in closer times on this technical track, the Corvette still finishes last because of its lower top speed. This was really a battle mainly between the Valkyrie and the Revuelto, with the Valkyrie once again edging out the Lamborghini due to superior handling. Even though the Revuelto feels floaty, the Valkyrie's handling should not be underestimated, and with its speed it's more or less a threat to 6-star cars in both Class B and Class A. There's not much to say about the Senna GTR except that it's clearly better than its standard version thanks to its handling. In the end, sadly, you guys guessed wrong on this question, as the Valkyrie won both races, leaving the other cars in the dust, most notably the Corvette.
So how does the LEGO Technic Ferrari FXX K fit into all this? Well, I asked another question a while back about which car would win in a matchup between the Senna GTR, the Revuelto, and the Valkyrie. You guessed the Revuelto, which is obviously incorrect since we've seen the Valkyrie beat the Revuelto twice. But let's see how the FXX K stacks up against this competition. There you have it. That's the clear difference between good and poor handling in this game. In this matchup regarding top speed, the Senna GTR is the slowest, with the other 3 cars able to exceed 379 kilometers per hour or more. However, when it comes to handling and drifting, the FXX K is at a significant disadvantage. It feels extremely stiff when trying to corner at high speed with perfect nitrous, and even though it has a slightly better drift radius than the standard FXX K, there's essentially no difference between the standard and the LEGO car in terms of drift speed. It loses a lot of speed while drifting, and once things level out, it's undeniably slow. So even though it's a bit of a speed demon in its Class A rank, the FXX K's handling really undermines its competitiveness. With that in mind, you can probably guess what'll happen when I take it to straights and hairpins, but I might as well show you for the sake of science.
Well, there it is. There really isn't much more to say about this except that the LEGO Technic Ferrari FXX K isn't worth racing online unless you get lucky and end up in a lobby of cars with similar rank and the track has more straights than corners. Even though the LEGO Technic Aston Martin Valkyrie won both races, I'd say it's a matter of personal preference whether you choose it or the Revuelto. If you like floaty cars, go with the Revuelto. If you prefer a simpler yet incredibly fast driving experience, then the Valkyrie might be all the LEGO car you need. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this rather lengthy LEGO themed comparison video. Stay tuned because we're not completely done with Ferrari just yet. If you liked what you saw today, don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as it really helps me out. Also, don't forget to check the community tab on my channel. I've posted some new questions and polls about what you want to see in the future, and I would really appreciate your input. Until then, stay safe and I'll see you later.